Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for our player ratings here. Manchester City versus Leicester, a day after the game, a chance to sort of process the game and what happened. And by process the game, it was really a game where Leicester City sat back for 70 minutes and didn't even come out their own half. 5 at the back from Leicester City, 4 in midfield. Jamie Vardy pretty much playing in that midfield. It was like 2 banks of 5, and City really struggled throughout the game to break the Leicester City side down. We saw that, Akanji and Laporte, City's deepest defenders really, were probably over the halfway line, miles off the halfway line, past the centre circle. City with that, forward in Leicester City, and they just couldn't get out. And then 70 minutes comes and Brendan Rodgers for Leicester City takes off a couple of players, brings on 2 strikers and starts to play more expansively. And if Leicester had played like that all game, you think they would have got a result. They tried to nick something, I think, on the counter-attack. He nearly did through a really nice set piece where Yuri Tillemans had a wonderful strike saved by Edison fantastically. But City come out 1-0 winners. City get 3 points, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? 3 points for Manchester City. But we're going to go through the player ratings today. The ratings aren't overly high, I don't think. And I don't think they were supposed to be. It wasn't the best of games from City. City struggled to break down Leicester. City's away form is pretty poor. That's the first goal we scored in our last 3 away games, which shows that we've not been doing so good in away games. And it was a moment of quality from Kevin De Bruyne, wasn't it? That was only the thing that could break Leicester City down from a set piece, and that was created by Jack Grealish, I suppose. So I give Pep a 6 for his tactics. I don't think he got things entirely right today. But, I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about perhaps Jack Grealish didn't take men on enough. But he was never one-on-one with the defender, really. He had 4 defenders to take on. There was no space to run into. And it made it very difficult to players like Grealish, Bernardo Silva, our creative players, and Julian Alvarez playing against 5 centre-backs all game. He had 1 great chance that he couldn't convert. But he didn't have many chances either. So I give 6 for Pep for his tactics. I don't know what he could have done more tactically. He needed to change something in order to just find that gap, I think, through Leicester City. But City do get 3 points. City do come out 1-0 winners. Of course, Arsenal played today. Let's hope they drop points. Edison gets an 8. He's our highest rated player alongside Kevin De Bruyne with an 8. Made a wonderful save from Yuri Tillemans. And that could have been the goal. I mean, it's an exquisite strike from Yuri Tillemans, isn't it? That could have been the goal that got Leicester City points. So the fact that Edison saved that is brilliant. Fantastic from Edison, who's, against Brighton in the last home game in the Premier League, last game in the Premier League, he was poor. He should have saved that chance. Stones a 7. I thought he was pretty good at right back, took it into midfield, making passes, tried to be expansive. Manuel Akanji at a 6. I thought he was just pretty average. A 6 is an average rating. Laporte 7. I think him and Stones probably the standout players in that back line. And Cancelo a 6 also. Didn't really do too much down that left-hand side. Tried to create things a few times, but never seemed to come off as well, Cancelo, yesterday. Gundogan a 6, the captain, and Rodri a 7. I think Rodri just protected the back line a bit better than anyone else, than Gundogan especially. And Gundogan didn't really do much going forward either. On the wings we had Jack Grealish, who again I said he couldn't really take men on. A 6 for him. He had 4 players to try and get past. It just wasn't possible for Jack Grealish. He tried, didn't he? He really did try. But that back 5 of Leicester, Castagna was in there. I mean, he played really well phase for Leicester City. And as soon as he went to a back 4, I think they looked a lot better. So much better. I don't know why they didn't do that all game. But Faze played well. He was sort of marking Grealish and Alvarez as well. Bernardo Silva, he covered all bases, really. The youngster Faze is impressed by him. He looks like a young David Luiz, isn't he? The Belgian. He's obviously going to get in the Belgian squad, I think, isn't he, for the World Cup? He looks really good. And Marty, he played pretty well as well. I mean, Leicester City had just done their defensive ability. Going forward, they were poor. They couldn't pass it out from the back. They tried to work the ball forward. They couldn't do that either. And City are in control for most of the game, really. Leicester had a few little breaks. Harvey Barnes was the sort of the out ball, but I have to say the passing to Barnes and then sometimes Barnes' positioning really let the team down. Leicester just couldn't get out at all. City really did have them in. Like I said, Akanji and Laporte right deep in their half, trying to create chances. Bernardo Silva gets a 7. I think he's a little bit better than Grealish on that left-hand side. I think he created a little bit more. He had a few chances. He had a nice shot that was rifled into the legs of Danny Ward, who managed to save it. And Alvarez a 6 because of that. The captain, Gundogan, when he went off the captain, I think went to Kevin De Bruyne, and he gets man of the match for that exquisite free kick. That was what it was. A moment of magic from De Bruyne. That was the only way City were ever going to break through Leicester City. And the De Bruyne free kick was it. That was the only way City were going to break through. Off the post and in, right in the corner of the net. I mean, if De Bruyne doesn't score that, I think City come away with a 0-0 draw there and come away disappointed. And again, don't score away from home. I know it's a bit worrying with no Erling Haaland that City aren't going to score goals, but I think Alvarez can do it. I think it was not the time to judge him today in a game like that where he only had 1 chance all game. I don't even think Haaland would have finished that chance. It was a narrow angle. Nice run by Alvarez. Nice ball by De Bruyne. We can't judge him playing against 5 centre-backs and 5 midfielders. It's just not possible, I think, to judge him on that, because it was a very tough game for the strikers, a very tough game for all the City players who really did struggle to break that Leicester City side down. And De Bruyne did create the magic, didn't he? If it wasn't for De Bruyne, City wouldn't have won that game. I have to say, though, it was a really dull and boring game. We did a matchday live for it. If you're not familiar with our matchday lives, come and join us next time. We do all the away games, pretty much all the away games, so come and join us for them. Phil Foden off the bench, he got a 6. He was just average, played the false 9. Let's hope that's not coming back again with Haaland out injured. And then Ruben Diaz will give a 5. Now, Diaz got the lowest rating because I saw throughout the game when he came on, Diaz, his passing, his clearances were poor, and Pep Guardiola was very, very unhappy with Ruben Diaz. Very, very unhappy. You could see that with the way Diaz was playing the ball forward, just lumped it forward at times. And I think Diaz is in a bit of a rocky moment, I think, with Manchester City at the moment, because Pep Guardiola isn't playing him, I think, purely because his expansiveness, his ability on the ball is nowhere near the likes of Stones, Akanji, Laporte, or even Nathan Ake at times. Ake's a left footer, that gives him a bit of an edge on Diaz because he can play when Laporte doesn't play. And Diaz obviously a solid defender, but at the moment his clearances are bringing City into pressure. I think a few times he cleared it straight back to Leicester later on in the game, and Pep Guardiola, you can see his frustration with that. So I'm a little worried about Diaz's form and how Pep Guardiola thinks about it, because I think when Diaz first came to City, City needed a rock at the back. We needed someone to come in and be the man to solidify the defence, because we had ball-playing centre-backs in Eric Garcia, in Nathan Ake, I suppose, who came in that summer, in Aymeric Laporte, in John Stones. Nicolas Otamendi went the other way, didn't he? But we had the players who could play the ball, but we didn't have an out-and-out defender. And they said Diaz is an out-and-out defender. He's not a ball-playing defender, and he'll get found out. In those first 2 seasons at City, he didn't get found out at all because he was a good complement to a ball-playing defender. But now it feels like City, the way we play at the moment, a little bit different maybe to last season. I think teams are sitting back even more, especially today. There was no point playing Ruben Diaz today. Diaz would not have worked in today's game because, for one, he's not got the pace to be running in behind quite the same. He's an out-and-out defender, and also we need someone who's going to use the ball well to try and break Leicester City down. As it happened, Akanji couldn't do that. Laporte, obviously, the best in the team for that. Akanji couldn't do that, but Diaz is certainly nowhere near the level that Akanji was of playing the ball. So imagine how poor it would have been trying to create when you've got 5 forwards alongside Leicester City's back 5, and then the centre-backs trying to create things with the full-backs interchange and the midfielders. Even Rodri, I mean, Rodri spent a lot of the game running to the box trying to get his head on crosses. We know how good he's in the air. He didn't get it right, and he hit the headers wide, but that is what City had to do. They had to throw all the midfielders forward, everyone in the box, really, and rely on the 2 centre-backs. I think if Diaz had played, then we would have been even worse. And that is a sort of problem with Ruben Diaz, isn't it? And hopefully it doesn't last too long in the future. Hopefully he gets back into first team, because I do think defensive-wise and actually just being solid, he's probably the most solid defender in our team. They're the ratings for Manchester City versus Leicester City. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of the game. I thought it was an absolute bore fest. The first half was quite interesting. The second half was terrible as the Leicester started to come out a little bit. Patson Daka came on with his runs in behind. And also Ederson, what do you think of Ederson? Because he made a really good save today, and then he made that really poor mistake against Brighton the other day. Ortega came in against Dortmund. Ederson was dropped. I didn't get to see that game, but I've seen the highlights. Interesting, isn't it, what Pep Guardiola is doing? You let us know in the comments down below how you feel. I always want to know what you guys feel, because obviously what my opinion is could be very different to yours. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. And to be honest, we are nearly there, and that is absolutely fantastic. I'll see you guys next time.